Alright, I'm back at it once again. You already know who it is, man. Now, on this video right here now, so again, based on my last video now, dealing with the occultism of Infinity War, I spoke about how we're gonna approach this, you know, different editions, the Wakanda Edition, the Doctor Strange Edition, the Thor Edition, the Thanos Edition. I told you how we're gonna do this. So in this video right here, I want to do the Wakanda Edition. I want to deal with this. Alright, the Wakanda Edition. So let's just get straight into this. So again, there's spoilers throughout. You see what I'm saying? But again, the Wakanda Edition, the reason I want to do this now, because again, I could have did it yesterday, the Wakanda Edition, to be truthful. I could have did it yesterday. You see what I'm saying? Because again, it didn't really have much. There wasn't really, it wasn't a big segment, the Wakanda Edition, but it was very deep nonetheless. So this is the Wakanda Edition. So now where do we start with this now? So again, let's see. So now I want to start with the first aspect. As I was gonna say, was spoilers throughout this. Spoilers throughout. So again, if you ain't seen it yet, you don't want to watch this yet. You see what I'm saying? Again, spoilers throughout. So now, this part is key. I want to start off with this. So now the first aspect, right? The first aspect of the movie started basically with based on the last movie, based on the events of the last movie. Right? And how Okoye says, Okoye makes reference to T'Challa and says to him, when you say you're going to open Wakanda to the rest of the world, right? I thought you meant, and she makes a joke like I thought you meant Starbucks and things of that nature. But see, that's the key to it, and that's what I want to break down first of all. You see, because a lot of Negroes, when that movie came out, the Black Panther movie, they jumped the gun on that aspect. You see, because what that movie was, basically what it was, the ending of Black Panther was basically what was really setting it up for Infinity War. This is why the whole thing with the UN, you see what I'm saying, with the whole United Nations, you see, but a lot of Negroes, they jumped the gun, and they was talking about the whole United Nation things, and they were saying, oh man, look at the whole United Nations, what's going on with the United Nations, why is he talking to the United Nations, and he wants to open Wakanda to the rest of the world, well, what about Africans, and things of that nature. So you guys jumped the gun, when really that was put there, really, to set it up for Infinity War. That's what that was put there for, you see what I'm saying. So you guys got caught up in the politics of that, you see what I'm saying, into the political debate, when reality, that was just put there, just really to set it up for Infinity War, you see what I'm saying, because again, prior to that, the only person who knew where Wakanda was Claw. He's the only person who knew where it was. Prior to that, the only people, it was hidden from the rest of the world, you see what I'm saying. But at the start of the movie now, well, not the start of the movie, but the start of the Black Panther, of the scene of Wakanda, when Wakanda is first introduced into Infinity War, they're all coming to Wakanda. You see what I'm saying? But for them to be able to do that, that's the UN meeting had to have taken place for them to be able to open Wakanda to the rest of the world. You feel what I'm saying? So again, Negroes jumped the gun on that aspect. You see what I'm saying? So what happened was you guys were dealing with the historical, and you dismissed the technological. But really the technological aspect, that's where the real science really was. You see what I'm saying? That's where the science really was. You see. See what I'm saying? So a lot of the Afrocentric community, you jump the gun on that aspect. You see what I'm saying? That's one of the reasons why I don't really deal with that, because there's no knowledge in there, there's no consciousness in the Afrocentrism anymore. There's no consciousness there anymore. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? There's no consciousness anymore. You see. To a point where you would just dismiss the whole science and the technological aspect of that movie in favor for basically politics and garbage. You see what I'm saying? So again, you guys jumped the gun on that aspect when that was just debates, that was just the politics, that had nothing to do with the actual what you should have really been focusing on, which I was focusing on in my video. You see what I'm saying? So again, that's the aspect right there. You see, so I just wanted to mention that right at the start. You feel what I'm saying? So again now, the reason why they come to Wakanda now, again, because again now, Infinity War is on hunt for the Infinity Stones, right? But the stone that he wants is I think it's the Mind Stone now in Vision's head. So the guy Vision now, that kind of extraterrestrial type of guy now, he wants that stone now. You see, but what it is that they come up with a plan and say, well, let's destroy it before Thanos gets his hands on it. But they say if we destroy it, they're gonna kill him. So they needed a way to remove it. So they thought, where can we go to remove it? Where can we go Who has the technology? Who has the science? Who has the advanced science that can do this for us? In comes Wakanda. So there you go. You see, so what happens is they take it to Wakanda now. Take him to Wakanda, and they take him to Shuri. So now Shuri now, again, she has him on the table. You see what I'm saying? She wants to remove the stone, but they want to remove the stone without killing him, basically. That's what it is. But it's really a delicate process, you see what I'm saying? But see, with that scene right there, and that's what I meant by the crossovers. They're having, you know, conversations with Bruce Banner and things like that, and having conversations with him. But what I would like to have seen there, though, to have conversations with Tony Stark. That would have been a good crossover. You see what I'm saying? Dealing with Tony Stark. You see what I'm saying? Because he got some upgrades in that movie. Again, spoilers throughout this. He gets the upgrade dealing with nanotechnology. But again, what's interesting about that, though, his kind of suit, nanotechnology, is almost akin to the vibranium suit, the way it operates. But that's his upgrade. But they were already dealing with that in Black Panther. You see what I'm saying? So again, it shows the gap, the technological gap right there, the knowledge that they had. You see, but as it pertains to Shuri now, and what she's dealing with Vision and getting the Infinity Stone, again, it goes again. What I said in the Black Panther video was how Wakanda, that's Egypt. You see what I'm saying? Wakanda is really Egypt. You see. And it shows the kind of advanced knowledge of biology that they actually had. You see, the advanced knowledge of biology, right? Because again, for them to be able to preserve a body for 10,000 years and so many thousands of years, that's advanced science. But again, what I spoke about in other videos, they want to dumb it down. The Egyptologists, they want to dumb it down, and they want to make you think that it was just about. They want to make you think that it was just, you know, removing the organs and all this, but they don't want to tell you the actual the knowledge of cellular biology that they would have had and would have been employing to be able to preserve the body for that long. You see what I'm saying? To preserve it for that long. So again, that's the type of knowledge they had. You see. Now here's another thing I want to mention. Now, I mentioned it in another video, right? But again, dealing with the Black Panther, one thing I wanted to mention was how what they did here was this, and I know why they did it. You see what I'm saying? Because what they did was, see, it's different. How it differed from the comic books was, now in the comic books they made it seem the Black Panther. If you go into the comic books when it was first introduced, you can see it was more of an ancient city, an ancient civilization. You could tell it's more dealing with Egypt. But see, what they did was they modernized the shit. You see, they put it more into a modern setting, right? To further bury it, to make it seem like it wasn't an ancient city, it was more modern. You see what I'm saying? So a lot of Negroes now, what that did to a lot of Negroes now, they're looking at that and they're thinking that and I saw one video with this one sister, you know what I'm saying, she was talking about how Black Panther in the movie was basically how Africa could have been if the white man didn't come in and the whole slavery didn't take place. So again, so Negroes got bamboozled right there. You see, they got caught up in the trap and not realizing that's actually an ancient civilization, but they did that for a reason. You see what I'm saying? They did that for a reason. You see. So what's happening now? You got a lot of these Negroes now. They're talking about Afrofuturism now. You see what I'm saying? As it pertains to Wakanda, thinking that the Wakanda is where black people need to go next, and that's the next stage. So again, that's garbage. You see what I'm saying? That's actually garbage. But because they don't have the real knowledge, and because they don't have the knowledge, they don't understand that you already had that. That was an ancient civilization. You already had that. Yeah, you didn't have those modern buildings, but the technology remains the same. You had that already. You had that. You see what I'm saying? It's not Afrofuturism where we got to go next. You already had that. You see what I'm saying? And Bobby Hemp was still around. He would say the same thing. That's garbage. Afrofuturism. That's trash. You already had that. That's not what that movie is all about. So a lot of Negroes, they missed the whole plot of the movie. The whole plot just went over people's heads. You see what I'm saying? Went over Negroes' heads because you got caught up in the disinformation. You see what I'm saying? That's what you got caught up in. That you already had that. You see what I'm saying? You already had that already. You see what I'm saying? And that's what that movie was representing. It was an ancient civilization. It was dealing with Egypt. It's dealing with what you already had. You see? So again, what it really shows to me though, as it even pertains to me, you see what I'm saying, that I'm ahead of my peers. You see what I'm saying? We may look the same, but the type of knowledge that I deal with, I'm ahead of my peers. You feel what I'm saying? I'm ahead of my peers in the sense that I can extract the real information, and they're getting caught up in the politics. You see what I'm saying? But then even my subscribers now, you guys are getting the real information too, which is good. You feel what I'm saying? But that's what we're dealing with. That's what we're dealing with here. You know. So again, now going back to Infinity War now. Again now, so again, let me see. So going back to Infinity War now, Thanos again, he's looking for the Infinity Stones. So now the last stone that he needs is the one in Vision's head, and now they're in Wakanda right now. You see what I'm saying? So the final battle really takes place in Wakanda. But check the subliminals though, because they say life began in Africa, but the universe is on the brink of destruction, and the final frontier is in Africa. So the subliminal is that life began in Africa, therefore it shall end in Africa. So that's the subliminals right there. You see what I'm saying? That's the subliminals. You see. But what was brilliant though, the brilliant aspect of it was that the universe is about to end, and they need to consult the black man. You see what I'm saying? The African, the universe is about to end. It's on the brink of destruction now, and we need to take refuge in the black man. It was brilliant. Just for that alone, it was brilliant. You see what I'm saying? They need to take refuge in the black man. That was brilliant. You see. So now dealing with Thanos now. Again, because the final stone is in Wakanda, he sends a whole army now to Wakanda. You see what I'm saying? A whole army to Wakanda now. So now, he said, but what happens now? Okoye now says, Okoye says now something's entering the atmosphere. Something's entering the atmosphere. So again, showing the advanced communication technology. Something's entering the atmosphere. You see. So now a whole army is coming to Wakanda. So now T'Challa now he's commanding a whole army now. He starts commanding this whole army, right? You see what I'm saying? He starts commanding this whole army. But now I want to speak. So now this whole fight scene's taking place. But see, one aspect what I said in my first video, dealing with the prelude, is how what I would have liked to have seen though was more from T'Challa. But I understand why they did it, because it was more of a political thing. They didn't want to take the spotlight. You had your movie, you know what I'm saying? You didn't want to take the spotlight, but really dealing with the vibranium suit, what I would have liked to have seen was, like, let's say he's fighting Thanos now, and then Thanos hits him now, and because he's got the vibranium suit, it absorbs all that energy, all that kinetic energy, then he gets back up and then hits Thanos, and then Thanos goes flying. That would have been epic. But again, they didn't do it. You see what I'm saying? Which really, but again, they had to water it down a little bit. Really, based on his vibranium suit, he could have did more damage. Realistically, T'Challa alone could have just took all of that on, like he did in the Black Panther when he took on the whole army. In Black Panther, he could have took on, you know what I'm saying? He could have did it, but they had to water it down because again, they didn't want him to take the spotlight. You see. But there was a lot of interesting parallels as well. Dealing with Captain America, Black Panther, there was some interesting parallels. How Black Panther and Captain America, they was like running together and they was working together. You see what I'm saying? But Captain America being the archetype of just America itself, showing how America, that's New Egypt. You see what I'm saying? That's the Egypt. That's the new modern day Egypt. You see. But there's even parallels now dealing with Okoye and also Black Widow. You see what I'm saying? There were some parallels there too. Some interesting parallels right there. You know what I mean? So now I want to deal with the real stuff. Now I want to deal with this barrier now. So now in Wakanda now, in the first movie, Black Panther, it seemed like it was just something dealing with hidden in plain sight. How when the ship comes through, it's like almost like hidden in plain sight. You see what I'm saying? But we're gonna go into that. So now an entire ship now tries to land on this, tries to land in Wakanda, and it tries to go through this barrier, and the entire ship is just destroyed right there. You see what I'm saying? And then some of these reptile-like creatures who they were fighting in the movie now, they try to get through the barrier, and they was essentially killing themselves. You see, trying to get through the barrier. But they said in the movie Black Panther that all the technology in the movie, or all the technology in Wakanda, is powered by vibranium. But as I mentioned in my video, the Black Panther video, is that the vibranium is not actually a metal, but it's really a conglomerate principle of electromagnetism, thermodynamics, quantum physics, and all these different things. It's really a conglomerate principle, you see. So that barrier really represents a type of quantum force field. That's what it really represents, that type of quantum field. But see, where the deep aspect comes in is that those beings, those entities were essentially from another universe. They were from another universe. You see what I'm saying? Another universe. They were non-human entities, right? So what it's trying to say, that this quantum field that this vibranium is producing is akin, or is likened to, is on the same level as these advanced beings. That's what it's trying to show. So again, it's got this whole field now, and they can't get through the field. They can't get through without these advanced alien beings, alien races, Thanos' people. They're trying to come down now, and they're getting destroyed on this barrier, right? But these advanced beings, you see what I'm saying? He was kicking all this ass at the start of the movie. You see what I'm saying? Now they can't even get through this barrier. So this barrier is akin to the same level of advancement of these alien beings. But I want to break it down to you. You see. But if you notice now here's the key to it. If you notice now, the weapons that they had, the weapons that the Wakandans had, and what they was using, these vibranium weapons, they didn't cause nowhere near the same level of devastation as the actual barrier. You see. As the actual barrier, right? So the barrier even killed one of Thanos' minions. I've done more research to it, but again, we're going to go more into it in the other editions. Thanos' minion is the Black Order. That's what it's called, the Black Order, but there's some stuff dealing with that, and it's deep, but we're not going to go into it right now. So dealing with the Black Order now, one of those guys got killed on that barrier, you see what I'm saying? But again, the type of weapons that they had didn't cause the same amount of devastation as that barrier itself. You see what I'm saying? They had the little spears and stuff, dealing with the vibranium spears and vibranium energy, but it didn't cause the same amount of devastation as that actual barrier. So what it shows is that the contents of that barrier is even beyond the Wakandans themselves. And that's where it gets deep. It's beyond them. So what it's trying to say here is that there's two civilizations here. There's two civilizations here, and that and the fact that the barrier covers the whole of Wakanda, that whole area, is trying to say that this site is more advanced and more ancient than the Wakandan themselves. You see what I'm saying? Than the Wakandan people who currently occupy. It's more advanced than themselves, in the sense that they don't have technology. Their weapons don't cause the same amount of devastation as the entire barrier. So the barrier is even beyond them. You feel what I'm saying? So it's showing how the overall site is an ancient alien site that is akin to those beings that were trying to even get through the barrier, in a sense that even blocked them out. So that we're going into some stuff. So it shows how these Wakandans they was able to study this stuff and adapt it and turn it into technology, but it predates them. And that's the key to it. So really the barrier alone goes more into a pre-dynastic, and that's where it gets deep. It goes more into a pre-dynastic, but also dealing with another dimension, and how the only people that was able to come through it was Thanos and the other guy from the Black Order, where we're going to go more into him in another edition, because he's very key. But again, Thanos and the other guy from the Black Order was only able to get through. You see what I'm saying? But they teleported, so they had to go through it. They had to go through another space and time to go beyond the barrier, showing how the barrier goes more into is dealing with another space and time. How that part of that site and the contents of that barrier is dealing more with another space and time, which is what the pre-dynastic actually was. You see what I'm saying? So it represents a high dimension and space and time, which is the pre-dynastic. You see what I'm saying? So that's the key to it. So really, there's a lot of pre-dynastic elements in that movie. A lot of pre-dynastic. And we're going to go more into it in the other editions, the Doctor Strange edition, the Thanos edition, the 4th edition. We're going to go into it. You see what I'm saying? But again, so Black Panther was really more dynastic. But this movie now, it's more pre-dynastic. And it's deep. They gave a lot to us in that movie. Like I said, that movie is a whole course in itself. It's a whole course. If you understand it, it's a whole entire course. You see what I'm saying? So again, that's pretty much it right here. That's the Wakanda edition. Again, the Wakanda edition was kind of short. It was short, so I could have did it yesterday. Realistically, I could have did it yesterday. I thought, we'll see what we can do. Let me just get this one out of the way, because it's really short. It's a short segment, but there's a lot of deep aspects to it if you understand it, and it segues into the other edition. So again, really, this is the first part right here. This is part 1. This is the Wakanda edition. Again, the next one we're gonna have to go into the Doctor Strange, the Thor and the Thanos edition, even the Guardians of the Galaxy edition. Again, we'd have to go into that. So again, guys, just a quick video. You know, stay tuned for the other editions, because again, that whole movie is a whole course. You know, stay tuned for the other editions. So again, that's the end of the video. So again, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you took some good information. Alright, people. Thanks for watching.